Hi guys, today we're going to be butchering meat birds. Thanks to the YouTube's community guidelines, we're not going to be able to show any of the actual butchering, which I think is the best way to learn how to butcher chickens. I don't want to get in trouble, so I am on their platform, and so I have to go by their community guidelines. I have a pretty simple setup, pretty simple when you do this yourself. It's not a whole lot. So if you're using a chicken plucker, you're going to have a source of electric, and you're going to have a source of water. So we got our chicken plucker here. If you're going to be doing a lot of birds, I highly recommend a chicken plucker. It is way faster. So we have down here, we just have our propane going and our turkey fryer there. So essentially we're going to give them a bath in hot water. It's going to be around 145, 150 degrees. We're going to let them sit in there for 30 seconds. You don't want to cook the meat. You simply want to heat the feathers up so that they become loose. We're going to carry them up the hill here, throw them in the chicken plucker, and hopefully all the feathers will come off and we can adjust the heat as necessary. Once we do that, then we can move on to the butchering process where we move the legs and all that. Before all that, we have this restraining cone. This is the first time I've ever used, I've always called it a killing cone. Restraining cone's a very PG way to put it, but you put the birds in here, their head comes out here, and then you bleed them out. And they're caught in here, so they're not actually moving around, which is ideal. When I've done this in the past, I literally just had an old stump, and I just take a hatchet and take their heads off. Then they would flop around all over the place. When you're doing this and you want to do it the very best, get the most quality meat, you don't want that meat all bruised up. So that was a bad way on me of doing that. I was just kind of like barbaric doing it like that. I mean, it worked for a really long time, but I'm trying to be a lot better, trying to refine this skill. I'm trying to just do a better job in general and take way more care of the meat. We got everything set up. My other son is over there grabbing the chickens now. We're gonna bring about 5 over at a time. We only have about 18 to do today, so it's not gonna be a huge job. I hope. I've done as much as 50 by myself. That is a long day. That is where the plucker is gonna come in handy. But I wanna do this on a larger scale, possibly, if this is something that I could possibly make income off of for the farm, as well as put in the freezer for us so we can have chicken all year round, feed us all year round. So we're gonna try to refine this as much as possible, learn as much as possible now, so that when we do go bigger, we have those skills and that knowledge.
It sucks picking one though.
So we got some nice healthy birds here. Got a little bit bigger. I actually wanted to butcher them when they were way smaller, but just time did not prevail on our side. So they got a little bit big, but it ain't no big deal. They're still about 8 weeks, so they're not too big. They're just about right. So nice healthy bird here, and we are going to say our goodbyes to these fellas and these gals, and they're going to provide food for us. We've been providing food for them for 8 weeks, spending money on their food, taking good care of them, and now they're returning the favor and they're giving food as themselves back to us. It's just kind of the cycle of life for a chicken that's bred to do this. This cone works pretty good. Their head hangs out below, and then you just cut their throat with the knife, let them bleed out, and they'll move around a little bit, but this keeps them pretty contained so they're not bruising the meat. Works pretty good. Get it all in there.
Chickens are athletic. Oh, this isn't even.
Here's kind of besides packaging, and I'm going to take the organs out, but this is pretty much how you get them at the grocery store. And it looks pretty good. Nice big breast on them, nice legs, good sized legs. Nice and clean white meat. It turned out pretty good. I caught them, I think, about the right size. So the only thing left, gut them, clean them up a little bit, and get them packaged and in the freezer. Or actually, we'll be putting them on ice first for a little while, and then they'll be going in the freezer after about 24 hours. We're gonna chill them, and then once they've set in the cooler and cooled down, then we can start to freeze them.